Barakot 14a. And at the breaks between the paragraphs, one may greet due to respect and respond with a greeting to any person. And if that is the case, the Mishnah is no longer difficult. The Gemara remarks, this version of the dispute was also taught in a Baraita. One who is reciting Shema and happens upon his teacher or one who is greater than he, at the breaks between the paragraphs, he may greet him due to respect and, needless to say, he may respond. And in the middle of each paragraph, he may greet another due to fear and, needless to say, he may respond. This is the statement of Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Yehuda says, in the middle of each paragraph, one may greet due to fear and respond due to respect. And in the breaks between the paragraphs, one may greet due to respect and respond with a greeting to any person. The proposed additions to the Mishnah appear in the version of the dispute cited in the Baraita. Ahai, the Tana who recited Mishnayot in the school of Rabbi Hayah, raised a dilemma before Rabbi Hayah. May one interrupt during the recitation of Hallel and the reading of the Megillah, Esther, to greet someone? Do we say that it is an a fortiori inference if in the middle of Shema, which is a biblical obligation, one may interrupt in order to greet someone, all the more so in the middle of Hallel, which is a rabbinic obligation? One may interrupt. Or perhaps publicizing the miracle is more significant, so one may not interrupt Hallel or the Megillah at all. Rabbi Hayah said to him, one interrupts and it is of no concern. Rabbah said, on days when the individual completes the entire Hallel, i.e. the days on which there is a rabbinic obligation to recite Hallel, an individual may interrupt between one paragraph and another. However, one may not interrupt in the middle of the paragraph. On days where the individual does not complete the entire Hallel, i.e., days on which the recitation of Hallel is merely a custom, not a rabbinic obligation, one may interrupt even in the middle of the paragraph. The Gemara questions this. Is that so? Didn't Rav Bar Shaba once happen to come before Ravina on one of the days when the individual does not complete the entire Hallel? And Ravina did not interrupt his recitation of Hallel to greet him. The Gemara responds, the case of Rav Bar Shaba is different, as Rav Bar Shaba was not considered important to Ravina. That is the reason that he did not interrupt his recitation of Hallel to greet him. Having mentioned the dilemma raised by one of those who recite the Mishnayot in the study hall, the Gemara cites that Ashyan, the Tana who recited Mishnayot in the school of Rabbi Ami, raised a dilemma before Rabbi Ami. May one who is fasting taste the food that he is preparing to determine if it is spiced properly? Did he accept upon himself to refrain from eating and drinking, and that is not eating and drinking? It is merely tasting. Or perhaps he accepted upon himself to refrain from deriving pleasure from food, and that is pleasure when he tastes. Rabbi Ami said to him, "He tastes, and it is of no concern." This was also taught in a Baraita. Tasting a cooked dish does not require a blessing beforehand, and one who is fasting may taste, and it is of no concern. The Gemara asks, how much may one who is fasting taste? The Gemara responds, when Rabbi Ami and Rabbi Asi would fast, they would taste up to a quarter of a log. Rav said, anyone who greets another person in the morning before he prayed, it is as if he built an altar for idol worship. As it is stated, cease you from man, in whose nostrils there is breath, for how little is he to be accounted. Isaiah 2:22. When one's soul is breathed in through his nostrils in the morning, Ge Onim, he should turn to no one other than God, and do not read it as it is written, Bameh, how, but rather read Bama, altar. And Shmuel said, the word Bameh should not be taken in anything other than its literal connotation. The verse must therefore be understood. How did you consider him so significant that you gave him priority and not God? Certainly you should have honored God first. Rav Sheshet raises an objection. We learned in our Mishnah that in the breaks between the paragraphs, one may greet an individual due to respect and respond to another's greeting due to respect, despite the fact that the recitation of Shema precedes the Amidah prayer. Rabbi Abba explained this. The prohibition against greeting another in the morning refers specifically to when one sets out early to greet him at his door. If one simply happens to encounter another person, he is permitted to greet him. With regard to this same verse, Rabbi Yonah said that Rabbi Zerah said, anyone who tends to his own affairs before he prays, it is as though he built an altar. They said to Rabbi Yonah, did you say that it was as if one built an altar? Rabbi Yonah responded to them, no, I said simply that it is prohibited. As is Rav Idi bar Avin said, and as Rav Idi bar Avin said, that Rav Yitzhak bar Ashyan said, a person is prohibited to attend to his own affairs before he prays. As it is stated, righteousness shall go before him, and shall make his footsteps on a path. Psalms 85:14. One should first pray and acknowledge the righteousness of his Creator, and only then should he set out on his way. And Rav Idi bar Avin said that Rav Yitzhak bar Ashyan said, Anyone who first prays and only then sets out on his way, the Holy One, blessed be he, tends to his affairs, as it is stated, righteousness shall go before him, and shall make his footsteps on a path. God will set righteousness before him and satisfy all his wishes when he sets out on his way. Having mentioned his name, the Gemara tangentially cites what Rabbi Yonah said that Rabbi Zerah said, "One who goes 7 nights without a dream is called evil. As it is stated, he who has it will abide satisfied, sav'ah. He will not be visited by evil." Proverbs 19:23. Rabbi Yonah reinterprets the verse. Do not read sav'ah, satisfied, but shiva, 7. One who sleeps for 7 nights without being visited by a dream is called evil. Rav Aha, son of Rabbi Haya bar Abba, said to him, Rabbi Haya said that Rabbi Yohanan said as follows, anyone who fills himself with matters of Torah and goes to sleep, they do not deliver evil tidings to him. As it is stated, he who lies satisfied will not be visited by evil. We learned in the Mishnah, these are the breaks between the paragraphs at which one is permitted to interrupt under certain circumstances. According to the first Tana, one may interrupt between the last paragraph of Shema and the blessing that follows it. But Rabbi Yehuda prohibits this. Rabbi Abahu said that Rabbi Yohanan said, the halakha is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda, who said that one may not interrupt between Elohim and Emet Veyatziv. Furthermore, Rabbi Abahu said that Rabbi Yohanan said, what is the reason for Rabbi Yehuda's opinion? This phrase evokes the verse as it is written.